was about just this normal dwarf kingdom that had been building its way up, but it was like the classic the dwarves who dug too deep and they had accidentally awakened this demon that had like its own little pit very far down into their mountain, and so they tried to hole up and fend it off, and just the various levels of bad luck kept compounding on them, but they could seal off passages and flood things to stop the demons, but the leader kept surviving and getting through, and as people were dying and named characters were doing this or that, it was like there were a couple of named heroes that were kept doing cool stuff. Like there was a rune carver and the captain of the guard and the king who ended up getting killed by the main demon. But it's like as things happened, the person who was running it was like, all right, we're gonna do this final stand on this bridge over a ravine that falls down into this like river. And so, the dwarves all line up to do, sacrifices to trigger these traps that'll collapse passageways, and they have their final stand, and basically the one he was hoping would survive, ends up getting killed, but he ends up knocking the demon over the side with him, and, he's like, oh, that's it. All the dwarves were killed to the man, but we stopped them, and the valley will have peace. And then they realize one dwarf is still alive, and they're like, who the fuck is still alive? And they have to start sorting through all of the mess, and they see that their rune carver guy, when he had gotten knocked off the bridge, he had landed on a ledge and was still alive, but was just stuck on this ledge, had no way of getting down, and would eventually bleed out or starve. And so they're like, all right, he's dead. Let's give him one final epic carving to do. And so on the side of this mountain, they said, he carved out this depiction of a bunch of dwarves beating up this demon in a fetal position, and then he expired.
One less insult to the enemy.
Yep. They're like, we fucking won, yo. We're not here, but we won. Alright. Time for our beautiful faces. Hello, it's us. Hi, we're here.
I hate the dab. I just hate that dab. And you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh. Everybody dab. Shay, dab. Do it. Boom.
No.
Dab on the haters.
Oh.
You have to disguise it. You're like, like you're doing a cool workout stretch. You're like,
I love dabbing in front of children, honestly. And I go to a kid and just be like, boom. They're like, what the fuck? I'm like, haha. And I can run away. As an adult, it makes them so confused.
Dabbed on youngin'. Take that, young person.
oh, you like this thing? I'm going to ruin it for you.
Boom. Anyways, no, I'm not so old that I'm approaching the point where I'm not cool with the kids anymore, which is fine. But I'm not there quite so yet. I'm still part of the zeitgeist. I still guide it a little bit.
The fact that
anyways,
zeitgeist just made you old.
That's hey, I'm 24, man. I'm not in my 30s quite so yet. Welcome back to Diesel Dragons. How's everyone doing? We're all good. We're all happy.
I mean, we just got age shamed, but
yeah, I mean, good. Yeah, it's true. Fucking suck it, you old fogies.
Listen, you're not arc young, so it's fine.
How old are you? He's like 8. He's like 19, isn't he?
He's 20, I think.
I think he's like 20 or 21. Finally,
I'm 24, man. Like fuck. Like we're basically the same age.
The time is now, old man.
The future is now, old man. I like sending that to my dad every once in a while. Anyways, doesn't matter. Last time on this show that's frankly quickly spinning out of my control, very quickly, the party stormed the weapons laboratory, discovered the literal creature in the basement, the monster in the basement, freed it, then proceeded to fight their way out, encountering one of the Volk, killing him after a bit of trouble. They're very hardy, very tough. They burned a few people to death. Han is embracing the magic of embracing blood magic a little bit more. And you stole, and I fulfilled my promise to Ren, and I gave them a mech,
It's true.
um,
We'll see
and a
how long it
tank.
lasts.
See how long it lasts. You stole the tank. You stole the mech. And with the Ilithari, the new breed of mind flayers, made up of a hive mind of a mind flayer as a true mind flayer as its elder brain, and a series of mortal creatures, elves, dwarves, humans, as the new Illithid or Ilithari. Um, you escaped with them into the night, and began to make your way back home, um, planning to stash your stolen rides, um, and figure out what to do next. Unbeknownst to the party, far away to the east, um, a train bridge had been destroyed at their behest. Um, a train following this one, having had to stop due to the fact that a bridge was destroyed, um, slow down the arrival of the matriarch, the empress and ruler of the Overdark Empire. However, our intrepid heroes and adventurers and resistance fighters do not know this, um, and we're going to cut back to them on their way to the city. Is there anything you want to do during this trip? You guys want to talk to each other while you have to wait a little bit. You have to like take rests because you're not powered by methamphetamines and cocaine like the Nazis in this world and in true history were. You're just people.
Tantra's a
Um,
medic, she might be.
you might. Do you have? Does she have meth on her? It's
Actually,
it's
yes, she bought some.
it's technically legal.
Yeah, I was gonna
Um,
say, does
Yeah,
she
it was
have our
part of- it was
medically
part of it.
issued morphine rations?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
there
did
would
have
be
to
some
buy
morphine
some.
rations. But do you have speedballs?
Is
That's
that what
meth
they?
and cocaine.
I was like, is that what they were called for the army too?
No, the Nazis at the end of the war would seal men inside of essentially like drivable torpedoes and give them speed, give them like a mix of cocaine and meth, to keep them running,
Oh, that's
and
why
then
they're
go
called
find a ship.
speedballs.
I'm not sure that's what they're called, speedballs, but they used to give them speedballs, um, to go blow up American ships with. It was not great. The Nazis were a little desperate near the end. Um, so do you want to power everyone through meth?
No, I promised to get this stuff back.
That's true. You did promise to get it back, so you don't hand pass up the meth. Is there any questions you have for me, or for Oliver, or for the Elthari, or for each other? This is a moment where you don't have to worry about running a resistance. You just have to get back, so you have some days and time to sort of debrief each other if you so wish.
Tom will probably speak to Gregor and Salathil at some point while they're driving.
Sure.
And hopefully probably try and plan it when no one else is in the vehicle, or at least when they're asleep or something. When we get back, I will have to deal with someone.
Oh, what do you mean by deal with?
You remember when I said that someone had taken an interest in me?
Mm-hmm.
I do not know if I am more valuable to them or if their empire is more valuable to them.
Oh, are you going to give them an ultimatum? Wait, Empire? Have you been fraternizing with the enemy?
Yes.
Just going to glance down at Grigori while we're riding in the mech. Gonna do like the very like casual foot tap thing to hint to him to start firing up the weapon systems.
That slow hum is like.
Go on.
I may have to kill my first person.
Oh. Well, popping your murder cherry is a rite of passage, as it were.
I don't like that.
I have issues with that.
I have a lot of issues with the term popping your murder cherry. Sorry to interrupt, but I hate that.
It's
I
war.
hate it.
It's fine. Popping your death cherry, then.
I hope that is not the case.
Oh, better.
Not better. It's war, though.
But I figured I should warn you in case I do not return.
That is good to know. So, what exactly have you been telling them about us and what you do?
Not a thing.
Give Grigori just a second tap, just like the cut it signal. Okay, it's a good thing to be telling us now that we have done a top secret mission that had brought us into potential danger, but usually something you tell us beforehand.
This is more of a personal matter.
Well, as a resistance fighter, when you are sleeping with the people you are opposing, it is kind of
not slept with him yet.
Yet doesn't make it better.
I just glance to Salatho real quick. A little strange coming from you.
Why? Because I used a drow to get what I needed and then disposed of him.
Did you dispose of him?
He is not here. Have you seen him? Have you seen me fraternize with him since?
Well, you just kind of
Dropped him like a bad habit, yes. I got what I needed and then he was no longer useful. I am not pining over him and debating if I will have to murder my love in a tragic novella type of situation. I swear to God, feels if he shows up, making me a fucking hypocrite.
Guess who's behind door number 1?
I have a new bodyguard. His name is Sorn.
I forgot his name, honestly.
Listen, this is the one game I have taken notes on. His name is Sorn.
Fair enough. I appreciate that.
I don't take notes normally, so there you go. Not out of like a desire to not have notes. I'm just bad at note taking in general, so
Yep.
the fact that I have notes on who he is and a couple people too, for that matter.
Point is, we might have a very powerful ally, or I might be dead, or they might be dead.
Well, I tell you what we can do is make an arrangement. Have your meeting or discussion somewhere where Grigori can keep an eye on you, and if things do go bad, then it will just be a quick pop and problem solved.
Arrangement severed.
I feel like it is something I need to do.
Of course, but having backups there will mean that you are not dead. And yes, you could just go, I am breaking up with you, and by breaking up with you, I mean breaking up with your head, and then Grigori pops her.
Or to be like, I am sorry, I am breaking heart. Bam! Like,
It's not you, it's me, and the spray of red against the back of the wall.
Well,
in many
now I
chance.
regret speaking with you.
Why? Because we understand that you would need to kill her? Potentially?
Potentially.
We are merely saying that if Grigori is there, you will not run the risk of dying.
Think of me as guardian angel, about half-mile away.
Guardian Angel of Death. We are offering to help you because we do not want you to make a noble sacrifice if you do not have to.
I appreciate it. I put myself in this position. Now, I feel I should be the one to get myself out of it.
That is all well and good, but doesn't hurt to have someone at least watching, making sure. Worst case scenario, thing not work out great. They probably will be like, get out of face, and you leave, everything fine. But if it get further than worse, at least it'd be good to have friend keeping eye out, no?
If it gets worse, I want to handle it. If it gets to the point where it is obvious I cannot handle it, then I will accept your help.
Well, that is fine. I will not shoot right away. I will observe. If situation looks fine, you will get no interference. You won't even see me. Trust me, it is job to not be seen. That way, if things are work out fine, hey, cool, nothing happened. No Dragonborn there to make mood really weird.
Is there anything else between the party, or between the party and their collected murder gang?
For a moment, I thought that was the spy, and I was about to bloodbend him out of the car.
No, no.
He's like, no, I'm just pretending like I can't hear any of this.
I mean, you are nearby a creature that can read your minds at a moment. Oh, well, not Tons.
Not mine. Ah.
Everyone else's though, so you can listen to your conversation through your friends.
Well, I mean, how far is that proximity? We're
Well, he's
totally
only getting
different people.
secondhand knowledge, or he's only getting half of the conversation. So it just was like, fuck, what they're talking about?
What the hell? Is
That's
he
true.
talking
Something about
You read
mile away.
thoughts, so he can hear them discuss your thoughts in their own minds.
Yeah, but he can't hear. He can't.
Can't hear your thoughts. Can't hear your thoughts. That is true.
It's like listening to someone who's on the phone.
Yeah, kind of. Actually, that's actually a really good way to describe it. So the group continues on trading out, driving the mech is super uncomfortable. Again, it's a functional prototype. It does the job of a tank. It just, you can't drive it for more than like 30 minutes before becoming like drenched in sweat and like cramped up. It definitely has a design flaws in it for sure. So there's a lot of switching out between people driving it, as it's very uncomfortable. Again, fully functional. But you are able to find the spot where you've hidden things here before, and it worked out last time, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So you take the things. You can kind of like crouch down the machine. It gets low, and you're able to try to cover them up and hide things as best as you can. actually, I'm gonna look at something, and I'm gonna make you roll a thing because why not?
Ooh.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna give you. I'm gonna give you hide in a full tank for free. It's stupid.
Yeah, that's kind of harder to do.
Look, you're too busy
What?
dealing with a bridge that almost blew up. They're not going
Yeah.
to worry about the
What
wood.
skills would you guys would think you'd use for this? To try to hide this thing.
Clearly, it would use stealth to. All my knowledge of hiding and need to set up like a camouflage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thing over
to
it.
convince them it's not a tank.
I mean, if someone walks up on you, I'll let you do that. But is there any other skills? Who is all contributing to this, and what skill will you be using?
Really, I would just be helping Grigori with the quote unquote camouflaging of it, because it is a fucking tank. So your ability to hide it is very limited in what you can do. So I think if we just start, scrounging up some stuff to put over top it and around it to try and conceal it as best as possible, that's our best method.
Sure thing. Absolutely. So yeah, make your rolls. See what happens. You have your 3 bennies.
Yes!
Feels
the
like
double
we're
one.
already dumping bennies at the start. Here we go.
This is glorious. I've never had a
I'll take
double
11.
one before.
Yeah, that's a critical failure. That's what that means. By the way,
Can you
Yep.
re-roll that, buddy, please?
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
that's rolling a natural 1, man.
Dear God.
Did he just roll 2?
Two critical failures.
Dear God.
Oh,
There, holy shit.
Okay.
Shit. Hey,
That
at least you got
is-
him out of the way early, right?
that is 2 of the 3 bennies down for good old Grigori and 1 for Salathil.
Oh, man, that hurt. That hurt to look at.
Oliver is going to help. He's going to roll his stealth. Jesus, Frost.
Yeah. Oof.
Should have called out sick today.
Okay. Okay. You guys scratch up some stuff. You hide it. Let's see, that is 1, 2, 3 successes. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's better than 1 failure, which is what would have happened if Grigori hadn't re-rolled twice. Beautiful. Yeah, you guys hide this thing as much as you can. I'll say like you can probably find like an old barn. Like if you've ever driven out on the prairies at all, there's like these weird decrepit barns just in the middle of nowhere. You find one of these things, are able to get it inside, get the vehicles inside, as much as the larger ones for sure, and over the cover up the smaller ones. Hopefully no one will come poking around. But it's kind of your only option with things this large. And yeah, you're able to the Ilthari again. Most of the Ilthari are nude. So they start making plans to like have 1 or 2 hit in and steal some clothes, and then start bringing back.
They didn't take any clothes off of the mass of people that they just murdered.
Well, they were all covered in blood, and they were actively escaping, so they were like, we're fine.
Yeah, probably wasn't a priority in the middle of
No.
murder.
They're also very strange, and they're again like controlled by a crazy alien brain. So like they're sort of they don't think like humans would. So 1 or 2 will go into the city, take some clothes, come back, and then as more of them get clothes, they'll start to filter into the city one by one. Like some weird body snatchers invasion. It's kind of horrific when you think about it. These weird like hive mind people like slowly infiltrating. It's kind of scary. But yeah, you all get back into your truck and you drive into the city like nothing happened. You are stopped at a checkpoint. Your papers, you can show your papers. It's fine. You're supposed to be in here. Grigori and Salathil are hiding in the back as usual. As you all re-enter the city, what is the first thing you guys do?
Well, I'm taking my stuff to. I'm taking the stuff to.
The clinic?
Yeah, to the clinic.
Absolutely.
I feel like
Uh,
we need to check in with your allies, Grigori.
And Oliver says he's going to head back to his like little like spy nest that he was in before. So Ton is on her way to the clinic. Salathil and Grigori are on the way to meet with the partisans.
Yes.
Beautiful. Excellent. So you guys head off. Salathil, you so yours first because you spoke first. You return to the clinic. You drop off the medical supplies. You are thanked profusely by the head doctor there. He asks, like, was there anything? Everything goes smoothly. You're here back in one piece. I see that.
Who is this?
The head doctor,
Oh.
sort of the guy who runs the clinic.
Yes. There were no problems. I mean, bribes.
Right. Well,
Easy enough
we
to
do it.
deal with.
We do what we must. Yes. Well, I'll get these back into storage. And him and some of the other nurses take the supplies and put them away. You don't have to stay here and work. They sort of like, you did a very dangerous thing. They're letting you take some more time off if you wish. I assume you go meet with Galniza.
Yeah, I'll let my, I'll let, uh, I'll let my friends know, and then, what I'm gonna, that I'm gonna go do my thing, and then, yeah, I'll see if she can, if I can, if she, when she's available to be seen, if she's available to be
Absolutely.
seen.
Absolutely. You start to head off to Galniza's workplace, which is sort of a temporary office since you blew up her last one. And we're going to cut over to we're gonna cut over to Grigori and Salathil. As you head back to the partisans' hideout. Grigori, you're able to sort of share the password you've created with them and enter. And I think this is the first time Salathil has met them.
It is.
Yeah. Since she's with you, they trust her. They like, oh, it's a comrade. You refer to as comrade a lot. You get to see this the sort of communist flag that has been made. And also a lot of guns, a lot of Commonwealth weaponry. Oliver came through on his promise, and they got what they needed. So that's fun, and you also have access to these weaponry. And I will discuss exactly what that means later. Such just a list within the books that you guys can look through and pick, essentially. But yeah, you have this small armory now. A lot of them are kind of nervous about having this much firepower. But they're happy that their friends have returned. Grigori, what is the first thing that you do as you enter this place and start speaking with these people again?
Just start greeting all of them, like, hey, like, asking how they're doing, how everything's been going since they were gone.
It's been pretty good, honestly. Well, what can I say? It's kind of proud of this. It takes you to sort of a back room. You see there's this door. And you can see freshly installed like all the the doorknob and the lock built-in doorknob are all kind of old. They have that sort of like old brass been used a lot, kind of like layer of rust on them. And then there's about 3 locks that are brand new attached to the door. And it says, we caught this one sort of sneaking around. He's insisting that he's not actually, one of the oppressors. He kept saying something about something. We didn't believe him. We caught him and tried to ask him questions. He never really talked. But I think it'd be interesting for you to meet this little spy we caught.
All right.
Oh, sure.
He unlocks the door. You see that not only he carries a key, like someone else, another high-ranking member of the partisans, sort of a part of their little leadership, has another key. They unlock it. They open up the door, and inside there is a drow man tied to a chair. He has been beaten. He is alive. You see that they have they've not left him there, kind of like to rot away. They have you can see that he's been fed. This also beat the shit out of him. Kind of looks up, one of his eyes is swollen shut, and looks at you two and goes, "Is there more, or can I finally leave?"
Depends. Anything useful, you know?
He kind of hangs his head back down and goes, "I told the dwarves I am not part of the Empire.
What are you a part of?
I'm part of the Republic." If you so desire, I'm not sure if you have a history skill. So if you do have one, either of you can roll that, or you can roll a d4 and a d6, just a general d4, d6.
Hey, 2 4s.
Ooh, roll another 4 there. And so is you. Okay, that's a 5. That's a 6 from Salithil. Oh, I'll read there for a second. Actually, that's 6. Okay, both of you succeed. Wasn't a high. Wasn't you didn't need multiple successes. The Republic, looking at him, you're probably referring to some of the republics down in the Underdark. Again, not all the Underdark is united under the Empire. It's part of it, the side underneath, more underneath the Commonwealth, and that continent, are democratic republics.
Where did you say you found him?
He's thinking about. He's asking questions, trying to, he's this spy, sleeper cell, trying to sort of learn about, what we're doing, and it's sort of our, he's a spy.
Is there any way to verify the information he said that he's part of the Republic? Is there any identification?
No identification on him, no.
Or do you not have anything to let people know who you are?
It's kind of hard to spy if you get caught and people can just prove that you're a spy.
Yes, but if you're coming to identify yourself to
I wasn't.
hostile identity.
I was not. They grabbed me in the street.
And then the Ilithar's like, let me check his ID.
Ah, shit, we should have brought him along.
Yeah.
That's the point.
You could bring him to the Elthari and they could read his mind. Or Salithil, roll me probably a D10.
cliche. I was like, oh wait, that's me for once. Oh, boom.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. You do know another spy that has worked with the Republics before.
That's true.
Yeah. So you have two options: you bring him to Oliver, who might be able to verify, or you can bring him to the Ilithari, who are able to read his mind.
Yeah. Grigori, we do have a way of verifying his information.
Okay. Listen, friend, if everything is okay and we verify things, I will personally make it up to you.
Kind of looks up at you and goes, "All right, sure, as long as they stop getting punched in the dick by a gnome."
Do not worry, there will be no dick punching from anybody, short or tall.
Okay.
At
Kinda
least not yet.
Hangs his head back down. Yeah, sort of kind of puts his head back down and sort of like, he's in clearly a lot of pain. Like, he's been interrogated for a couple days. Yeah. So yeah, you have this guy here. Do you have so many questions beyond? You have so many questions?
Not at the moment, but I'll turn to the others and say, well, if it turns out that what he is saying is true, I don't want it to be said that we didn't try to take care of him. Clean him up for now, get him something to eat, but keep an eye on him. Don't take more than 2 guards off of a spy, after all. And contact us if there's any problems. We will be back shortly.
Beautiful. Yeah, they have been like again, he has not been left there to like rot. They have been feeding him his wounds, well, like new, like he's not been left coated in blood. They've just also been punching the shit out of him. But yeah, where do you guys go?
Let's go find Oliver.
Sure thing. You go back to his little spy nook, spy nest. And he, essentially it's sort of like his own space. You get there, a lot of the things that he had up, a lot of his sort of findings had been taken down and hidden somewhere. He just has like a cot there. Kind of open up, and he's like trying to like kind of like on the bed trying to sleep. Like it's been a rough couple weeks. Kind of looks up and goes, "Hello. Oh, yep. Hi. Yeah.
Hi. Sorry. No, not a
No, it's
casual
fine.
call. I mean, unless you're into that sort of thing. And
Start
she looks
putting
at
his pants
Grigori.
back on.
He kind of looks between the two of them and goes, you know, what do you need? What do you need? What's that? What?
Nothing. That was a joke.
Okay.
So it would seem Grigori's friends have captured another spy. You guys are multiplying out here, it seems.
Probably.
This one seemed less good at his job. He didn't admit to being a spy up front, but he was caught and then admitted to being a spy.
That's strange.
Yes, but I figured spies like you can tell when somebody is not good at their job. And are you busy at the moment? We just need to verify some information he gave, and you seem the most capable of sussing out if it's true or not.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Great. He says he's from the Republic, so
Oh.
yeah, I figured you would know better than we would.
I know a few old call signs. kind of. You know some of the older ones. It says we haven't had a lot of sort of information exchange lately. Kind of on their end, they've sort of shut it down.
But I
Not
imagine you'd
wanting.
be able to pick apart any lies.
Yeah, well, it's not the lies. It's like well, the reason the Republic shut down their intelligence network with us is they didn't want any information from us getting out to the Empire.
Understandable.
The war is not. It's kind of like kind of just, it's not going super well for them. We're not sure. But I can see what I can do.
That's all I can ask.
Yeah, you take him back to the Partisans' hideout. We're gonna snap away for a bit and go to Tan. Um, Tan, you head to the temporary offices of Gilniza, which is starting to become more of a permanent fixture as sort of they sort of figure out where to put everyone and everything, and also like starting to salvage what they can from the old headquarters. Um, yeah, you can go up. They have an official government agency. They are people know about the Daughters of Loth. It's not like it's a big secret. They have like a public relations face, and you go up to one of their receptionists. This very very attractive, sort of like the hair and the dress, sort of the clothing they're wearing. This person's a civilian. Is done in a little more the local style. They still drow. Um, Probably as a way to be like, see, we're similar. Um, you've seen this person before. You go up, you introduce yourself, and he's asked to see Galniza. Um, the receptionist says, I think that Madame Galniza is a little busy. Just hold on. She gets up and she leaves. For a few minutes. Comes back. And says, she asked to see you right away.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
We'll go to see her.
Absolutely. You head up. Um, you head up and into her office. As you knock on the office, you hear a voice ask you to come in and ask that you close the door behind you, which I assume you do. And she, as the door is still open, she sort of has like a very sort of professional look as the door closes. She gets up very slowly. She's looking better. You've been gone for about for a while now. About probably a week and a half. And so she a little bit stronger, a little bit more sure in her footing, just get used to walking with a cane. And then she says, "Han, you've returned.
Yes.
If I knew you were coming, I would have prepared tea."
That's all right. I found something that I hope you might like. I didn't bring it. I figured I would give it to you during our next physical therapy.
Oh,
Would you have time today?
if, if,
When you're finished, of course.
yes. Let's finish work. Yeah, if that is right, yes, I can make some time later today.
I'd like that.
Fantastic. Is there anything else I can help you with, or is it just a little bit of business? I assume.
I think she just kind of, I think she kind of like bites her lip and she kind of shakes her head. I just wanted to see you.
Okay. she is going to roll something. She is technically a wild card character, so okay. She sort of nods, says, "Well, I am always happy to see you as well. If there's nothing else, I do not wish to be rude, but I do have to return to work."
Of course. And,
She approaches you and offers a hug.
oh, I absolutely hug her.
Okay.
Then I plunge my
She rolls really, really bad on her notice checks against you. So she doesn't. She's not yet figured out that you may have feelings for her. Yeah, but you leave. She returns to work. Anything else that you do, or do you just wait until your next physical therapy appointment?
I think I'm gonna. I think she's gonna wait, and I don't think like whenever they're. I think like once the door was closed. I don't know how you want to play it up, but I don't think she was gonna be trying to hide that she was developing feelings.
So you want to have had Tan be a little more obvious. That's what you're saying.
I think she's loosening up around her. I don't know how low you rolled, so
Okay.
I don't know how you want to play that.
I will, if you're being less cautious, not the cautious, not the right word, less reserved with your emotions towards her, I will give her a +2, which will be a success for her. She does not roll notice. How about you roll notice for me? See what you can get.
Notice. Yeah, because I can get stuff out of that. 10.
Fuck. Okay. Oh God, you guys like it? Yeah, you don't. You your 2-digit numbers. You say when you said, I just wanted to see you. You see her, very controlled woman. You see a little part of her lights up at that. And at first you can tell that's just like whenever you like someone and they don't know that that has been communicated with someone and they like say something positive about you, you're like, oh yay, and there's that moment like, oh yay, this person that I like enjoys my company, and then you see her realize the thing you're not saying in that moment, what you try to get across with that, and you see happiness and a lot of fear, and then just a lot of conflicted emotions in that moment.
That is perfect.
Yeah. And it continues on normally. She does say like, I have to continue work, and I will retcon it, instead of her being like, oh, like sorry, like I can't like leave work right now to go and do an hour of physical therapy, because I have a job, and if I don't do my job, that's bad here. It's a little more like kind of less reluctantly ushering you out and more of actively rushing you out, being like, oh, you have to leave now because I'm freaking out inside right now.
It's less about
Yeah, and that freaking out is not like, yeah, it's not like, oh yay. That freaking out is like, oh yay, this person that I likes me back. It's like, oh shit, I have to confront the fact that I have feelings for a woman, and that's not okay in my culture.
Oh no, she's hot.
And that's really not okay in her culture. So yeah, you leave. Kalisa has a mild panic attack. And you prepare for your physical therapy, knowing that. What does Ton feel in this moment, knowing that this is the enemy?
I think seeing that she's holding out hope that she can convince her um, to 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 that she can convince her to switch sides, and I know that's a difficult thing for someone to do. But it's that little spark of hope in the dark, because she knows that once it's out there, and if she decides to bury those feelings deep down, then it's gonna be a mage off.
Yep. Yeah. So you get ready for tonight, which who knows how that'll go. The rest of the party takes Oliver to the Partisan's hideout. I'm gonna roll some stuff for Oliver. I'm gonna see if if one of the call signs he knows is still used by the Republic Intelligence Network. Okay. So you bring him back to the Partisan's hideout again.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh no,
just
go on.
wanted to let you know I am browsing through the book, and I am currently looking between a couple new hindrances because I feel like I'm probably going to replace Pacifist today.
Sure thing. Just let me know what you're thinking of choosing. Absolutely. Yeah. I'll talk to you about it on the break or afterwards about switching entrances. Whatever. Yeah. You guys bring Oliver to the Partisan's hideout. Yogori, they're kind of like, you brought another random person they've never met. And they're just like, oh, it's another like comrade. And they kind of look to him. And before you can speak, Oliver does a very, very spyish thing, which is he immediately, one, clocks these people as who they are. They are like recent converts to the idea of communism, probably, and also like people he could use for his own aims, which are your same aims, which is like beat back this empire because it's both a threat, but he does it in a very like Machiavellian way, kind of like you kind of see the gears turning in his head, and he immediately, very quickly, like uses the rhetoric of brand new sort of revolutionary communists very easily, and instantly like makes the people here like him a little bit more, and you realize that they're a little bit more likely to not question him as much, which is kind of like concerning a little bit looking at this guy. Yeah, immediately you sort of like gains himself access to this little group, and is shown to the spy. Oliver turns to you, Salathil, and says, "All right, give me 20 minutes alone with him, and I don't want people listening in. Okay?"
Absolutely. And then you listen in.
You're not going to do anything like hurt him, right?
I won't gonna hurt him. No,
Okay.
he's an ally.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. If
Grigori, Grigori does that like leans like, listen, I promised him no one would hit him in dick, so please do not hit him in dick if he upsets you.
He is an ally, but he's potentially an ally. I'm going to say some things which if people heard it would be confusing, and I don't want people learning call signs. Get it?
No, I understand. Yes.
Excellent.
I just
That's
wanted to make sure that we won't.
No, I won't be torturing you. I won't be punching him. No,
I'm not even
no
worried
cock
about,
shots.
I'm not even worried about torture. Just it would look bad if he suddenly was dead. That's all.
I get it.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grigori, have your people give him some space.
And he'll ask, like the dwarves and gnomes and everyone to just leave them alone. This is a very good interrogator, and
and they trust you. You're sort of their connection to to the Eternal Revolution, and they trust. And they also like this guy. This guy came in and said the right things. We're going to sort of get a little bit of an insight what happens. Oliver enters. This guy looks up. Oliver does not recognize him. Not an uncommon thing in spies networks, which is why they have call signs. And Oliver sits down, sits down cross-legged in front of him, and they begin to have a conversation. Oliver begins it with a very kind of like strange, like very particular word chosen greeting, which the guy responds to, and they have this back and forth for a little while. Oliver using these older call signs and like trying to see if any of them like will get him anywhere. And I did roll a success on whether or not he still knew an active one, one that would make this guy trust him. And he got it. So after about 20 minutes, the man, Oliver, says the right one, and the man responds in the correct way. And Oliver gets up, goes over to him, puts his hand on his shoulder, and says, "All right, I'm going to go get out there, and they're going to go untie you, friend." And he kind of like nods his head and says, "Oh, thank God." And so this guy relaxes. Oliver leaves the room, goes up to Sailthon Grigori and says, "All right, he is a Republic spy."
Oh, well, good.
Well, should we untie him and see what he knows?
Of course, yes. If his credentials check out, he'll be understanding that our methods were thorough.
Well, it wasn't your methods. It was kind of points everyone as their methods. So
Grigori's people's methods.
I suggest that you two and myself be the one to talk to him. They could be a little less nervous around us.
That's true.
That is fair.
Beautiful. Yeah, you untie him. Do you guys talk to him here, or do you take him back to your own hideout?
We can. Would it be fine to keep them in the know? These are allies. They should be aware of what we're doing. But
that's entirely up to you. You can keep them in the know, but if you want to take this guy out of the place he was locked up in for a while, you can.
yeah, maybe we should get him somewhere else. Maybe get him a drink.
A little bit of air, walk off some stuff.
Sure thing. You take him out of there, and you take him back to your own hideout. If I caught that correctly.
Yeah, we were gonna get him a drink.
Beautiful. You take him back to your place. You get him downstairs. You give him a drink. He's sort of holding his side. Probably has some bruised ribs. And eventually, my dogs are barking. I can hear them. After a little bit of time of him eating some food that's beyond like prisoner rations, like there's like a little bit of meat, a little bit of cheese there. He eats very happily. He drinks. Excuse me. What questions do you ask him about? What questions do you ask him? He's
Most important one. Why are you here in Fastral?
He says, "Well, I was honestly trying to get in contact with any sort of spies here. That's just sort of why I was caught. I was being a little less spies, not for them, for our sort of collective side. It's one of the reasons I was grabbed. It's because I wasn't being as special. As secret, I should say. And something big's coming. Some real big's coming here. And it's not good. Are you aware? She's coming here. The big. The one in charge. She is coming here.
Just kind of side glance to Grigori. Oh boy, that's a prime target for you, my friend.
Indeed. Also, oh, that is why so many top guard coming on train.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being remembered as the Dragonborn revolution leader responsible for killing thee?
He kind of looks at you and says, You're gonna run. You're gonna fight?
We have recently come into some very interesting assets. Oh, by the way, welcome to the Fastral Resistance. That should explain more clearly to you.
So you should run, is what I'm gonna keep saying.
That's not an option.
She is a very powerful blood mage.
Yes, but the thing about blood mages and mages in general is they are not very good at their abilities when they do not have a head.
Yeah, except for the fact that every soldier is her thrall.
What I mean to say is, the thing about snipers is, you tend to do not know that they are there.
You honestly think that she doesn't have a way to protect against snipers, even if you get past the Volk, who will be patrolling this entire city, 2, get past her security, her special security, her special intelligence, find a place and take a shot. You don't think that she's protected.
Did you hear about the Temple of Loth here? The sisters?
Great, they're nothing compared to her.
Well, I just mean to say that we are quite resourceful in our ability to deal with powerful adversaries.
Do you know where blood mages get their power from?
If I say blood, will you roll your eyes at me?
I will not, because technically, yes. They get their powers from thralls. The more thralls they have, the more powerful they are. Every soldier in her army is her thrall. You have to become her thrall to join the army.
So if we were to, say, eliminate a giant chunk of army in, say, massive raining of explosives, how much would her power dwindle?
Can you kill every soldier in a 13-mile radius?
That would cause a lot of collateral damage to the city.
It would also level the city. Yeah.
Grigori, how quickly can we assemble an atomic bomb?
What is atomic bomb?
I do not know. How quickly can we assemble mana
bomb? He says, you got, I don't know, 20 years worth of research that hasn't been done yet?
We have a mind flayer.
You say that out loud?
No.
Okay.
No.
We have a Hulk.
If she were to be out, say, in open, and normally this would not do anything, say we had means of severing connection even temporarily to her thralls.
If you could isolate her somewhere away from her soldiers, again, a 13-mile radius, if she gets to the city, she'll be a lot more powerful than she would be on her way here. But I don't think you should We have been trying to kill her for years. Even before she united the western half of the Underdark. We were trying to kill her. She's a big threat.
God, part of me wishes Tana was there.
I mean, we do have our own blood mage. Maybe she could eat her and gain her power.
You don't know that.
That's true. I don't know that.
Yeah. Also not how blood mages work. You don't eat someone.
If I take,
Surely
if
this
I
is
take
how
her,
it
if I take her blood and put it in me, do I gain her blood power?
Surely this is how it works. You just feed one blood mage to another and magically gain all abilities.
Anyways,
Magic is weird and dumb to me. Okay, I do not.
Besides running, what other options do we have?
honestly, the only way that we could think of killing her was to level a city around her. We didn't really want to do that.
I do not think Fosterol would appreciate it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Also, do you have that much fire? But you seem like a bunch of scrappy go-getters, but
We have a good amount to, knock at least a giant chunk off of our guard if need be, but not without collateral if they're going to be in city whole time.
yeah, that's one of the reasons we never did it, was we didn't want to, burn a city full of people.
I mean, we could insert morally gray heel turn here.
Listen, today would be the episode. Girlfriend murder, city purging. This whole city has to be purged. We could heel turn, but why don't we? So I do not know what else we could be thinking of.
He mentioned something that if you catch her on the way, the city is a concentrated mass of soldiers, because they have to be here to keep the system running.
Well, I do have a new asset. Catching her on the way might be helpful.
It's a possibility, yeah.
If at least we can do enough damage, she would have much less to rely on being here.
An option. That's the best one I got. Again, I just came here to essentially get information out that she's moving up here for something. I've honestly been cut off from sort of my side for a while. Sort of went underground for a bit. Came back up for air, and a lot of our security network was dismantled. I sort of started collecting things here and there, and I got this little bit, and I had to get it back to someone.
Oh, I do not have a lot of time, I would imagine.
Thinking, so that there was that train of people coming, train of Volk, and you sent your guys to hopefully destroy the bridge and maybe even the train if they could get it.
They would have
So that
returned
means,
before us.
hmm,
They would have returned before us.
You don't know. It was a shorter trip, but you don't know what happened along the way. So if they were successful, it either one, they might have killed her. You know that's not true, but whatever. Um, and if not, it would have slowed her down a lot. So you have a much longer time to collect yourselves and think of a plan. So instead of a few days, you probably have longer than that, and your characters would know this.
This is going to expose our one neat ace in the hole.
So what is the group thinking, y'all?
We should try to intercept her. I feel like the tank will provide us an ample opportunity to deal with a large number of problems. And I mean, worst case scenario, we'll die. Either way, we will die, So, why not?
Even if we knock off big chunk, I mean, even if we only take care of, say, half, that's a good blow, and she cannot get resource back right away. At least not heavily well-trained resource. She could try to conscript civilian, though.
Exactly. Alright then. We're the foundations of a plan.
For sure. I'll say around this time, Ton, you return from your trip to the clinic and to see Gelneza. As you enter, you see the drow spy that you had rescued. Definitely a little jumpy as she kind of walks down. You see him kind of flinch and kind of turn towards her. Seeing your all reaction, he does calm down. You don't spend that much time tied to a chair and get the shit kicked out of you without developing a little bit of a nervous tick. Yeah, and Tan, you see a drow man, shit beat out of him, like big swollen eye, cuts and bruises, sort of favoring one of his arms a little bit, sort of tucked against his chest, with some food and a half-filled mug of beer in front of him.
She'll walk up and cast healing and mend him.
Sure. It is beyond the golden hour, but it will soothe and speed up his healing process, I'll say.
Yes. 8.
Beautiful. Yeah, you tap him and touch him, and you see some of the swelling goes down in his wounds, but they remain. And looks up and goes, "And who's this?"
I think kind of lost in her own head. She like she walks up, sees that he's injured, just casts a spell and kind of keeps walking, and then as she passes Grigori, just says, I don't know if I'm just, where would I have been, like, do I just, like, because we never really specified, where would I have been doing the physical therapy for her?
Where? I'll let you decide that. Did you do it in her office? Did you do it at the clinic? Did you do it at your house? Did you do it at her house?
I imagine it would be either. It would either be at her place, or she would have gotten like just like like rented a room to have a one-on-one to help her.
Sure thing. So, at your place then, or I want to make sure my brain got that right.
Um,
Taunt's renting a room out some seedy motel just for physical therapy.
yes. No, yeah, she would. Yeah, I guess I can say her place, or Tan's place. Um,
Sure thing.
But she'll like pass Grigori, and she just says, $2, and that's all.
I'll go, where exactly?
Home.
I'll give a knowing nod.
Remember, I handle it first.
Of course, I will let you deal with it. Like I said, I'm only there to step in if something happens.
I'm only here to provide the bull.
So, what is going on?
We have been informed that a very important person will be arriving here soon.
The spy looks around and goes, the ruler of the empire is coming here.
Very important person.
Yeah, it's not the best scenario.
Oh. Well then, we do not want her reaching the city.
No, we were of agreement on that. We should make sure that she does not get too far.
Yeah.
If she gets here, she will be close to unstoppable.
That is what he said as well. We are.
Did he know?
Yes, he is an expert after all.
I do not like implication too of what she can do, knowing and coming to a place like this that is not very spread out. If she cannot willingly get City to subjugate, she might forcibly make City subjugate. And then she has far more thralls to throw at things.
What do you know about throws now?
It would
Oh, he told us it was it's just her Volk guard, the big shipment of bad people coming. Those are all her thralls.
Soldiers walking around here are her thralls. To be part of her military, you agree to be her thrall. Part of the vows you take.
A question then. Theoretically, if we were to convince, a handful of people who are not happy to leave,
Do we know anyone like that?
does that make them not thralls? Do they have to be willing?
They, from what I understand, I'm not a blood mage myself. The vows you take when you become a member of her military have a part of a magic ritual in it, and you say it and become her thralls. They need to be within a certain distance of her 13 miles. And whether that be willing or not, I honestly don't know. Con, roll a
Yeah, I was about to ask.
roll. I don't know the name of Arcana or spellcasting, whatever is the magic. Know how to do magic stuff here because you're a blood mage yourself, so you would.
Yeah. Arcana knowledge.
Yes, knowledge. Yeah, knowledge arcane.
Knowledge arcane. Smell you. Yep.
4 is a success. You can enslave thralls. It is possible to force someone to be a thrall. Yes. To do that, they become catatonic, and sort of like stay in like one spot, But willing thralls are able to move about freely.
Okay, so then just for Tan's knowledge, then would if Galniza, in the chance that she does decide to switch sides, is she just suddenly safe then because she chooses no longer to be a thrall?
I don't think that's how thralling works.
Which is why I'm
So
asking.
sure. The term thrall, it comes, I'll say, with your success, it comes from like old practices of blood mages who would like almost exclusively use enslaved people. It just means a creature that is giving you power. So if as a willing creature, you think that if Galniza projects being a thrall, the spell that needed to enthrall her magically, unwillingly, has not been cast on her. So she would probably be okay. There's a particular ritual you have to do to enslave someone's mind. Her mind has not been enslaved. She has willingly given her power to this person.
Okay, so she just chooses no longer to siphon power to her.
Yes. Yeah. No, the ritual to become a thrall willingly, essentially like you swear service, and if you break that, it breaks. It's essentially a form of magical contract. To become enthralled, it's you can't do that. You could do that to a willing person, but then it would remove their sort of functionality as a servant.
Okay.
Any other questions for the Drow spy? Any other things you want to talk about between each other?
Are you the only member of the Republic here within the city?
That I could find. It's
You all
kind of hard for us
keep
to.
track of each other.
Well, it's hard. One, like the information network I was a part of was destroyed, at least on my side of things. And it's hard for us to get here. That we get to the surface out east. Is that east? Yes, it is. In the east, but like to get from the Underdark to get here, you have to travel across the sea of unbroken glass, which is a whole nightmare of things to do, or to the side tunnels, which is a different nightmare. And then come up here. So, if am I the only spy here? Maybe, maybe not, but I don't know.
That, and I would imagine you would not let them be very full of contact, because if you get a hold of one, you can get a hold of the rest.
Yeah, I wasn't a handler, so a lot of compartmentalization, sort of keeping us separate in case one goes down, for sure.
That makes sense. That's how cells operate, yeah.
Well, if there's anything else you need, feel free to ask, but I don't know how much use I can be right now.
The information has been very helpful. Again, we apologize for the thoroughness of the others checking of
Hey,
who you are. Mm-hmm.
that's fine. You got me out of there. That's all that really matters.
Yes, of course. So, take the time to make yourself comfortable and focus on healing for now. There's not much else we need from you for the time being.
All right. Yeah, he essentially has to continue to eat and drink, enjoy a little bit of creature comforts. What does the party do? That man's voice gave me a headache. That's fun to know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, what is the party get up to now?
Tom's gonna get ready for her first and potentially last date.
Grigori's gonna get ready to be a creepy voyeur on their first, potentially last date.
date. Gregor's just like he's just watching them, just like I feel weird about this.
Or do I?
Oh,
Oh no, Grigori has discovered new fetish.
it's time
Gory.
to keep one hand on the rifle and one hand on the scope.
Look, you
Yeah,
only need
another-
windowsill to brace rifle if you don't want to use two arms.
No, not different rifle.
Oh god. You
It is suddenly hard to aim. It keeps shaking.
I will take my shots at any moment.
Damn it!
I hate
Irvine,
that
take the
too.
shot.
Oh, so Gore's a sex criminal.
He's a sex pest. He doesn't commit crimes with it.
I feel like looking through someone's window with a rifle to masturbate to them having lesbian sex is a crime. It feels like it should be.
It's like it
would
may
say
be,
should.
but half of the party totally consented to it. So you
I
know.
mean that. Well, the other half
Tis a
of the
crime
people,
passion.
sure. Anyway,
Whatever he's gonna do to justify it.
you prepare for your date. Grigori prepares for the date. Sailthil, what do you do?
She'll probably go see Oliver since everybody else is gonna go have fun.
She's
Sure,
gonna be in
you
the
prepare
other
for-
room
you-
listening in on the date.
I think she prepares for her own date.
She's like,
Um,
Oliver, you're a spy, right? You're a voyeur? Let's go.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we're gonna go watch and make sure that they're all right too. No, she just goes to see Oliver, and she's very upfront about what she wants.
Sure, he's fine with that.
Yep.
She needs her taxes filled out. So
Yeah, dude, I haven't done taxes in months. Please help me.
I am not an accountant.
It's just the
Oh, we're gonna crunch those numbers, all right.
I feel. Are you trying to fuck me or trying to not fuck me? I don't know what's happening right now.
Are you not into the sexy librarian?
I just feel
You.
like
I'm
Oh,
gonna get away from that moment
I
as
just
you
feel
two
like-
figure out. Oh, go on.
I just feel this is the one close enough episode.
Oh, yeah. For anybody who hasn't watched it, it's they get rid of the kids and they're like, we can do so much stuff, and then there's a scene of them in like their underwear and lingerie, and then they just jump on the bed and do their taxes.
Oh. Yeah, no, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen similar ones. Just like we can do whatever we want, and there's them asleep.
Yep.
Very funny jokes about parenting and how having a child is truly bad. Sorry, it's a weird joke. Khan.
Yes.
Actually, you know what, Grigori, where are you? Khan, I imagine your house is like a tiny apartment.
Yes.
Grigori, do you break into someone's house and use their fucking house as a sniper's nest, or do you like climb on the roof? What do you do?
this probably like because there's a lot. This is back in the day. There's a lot of roof access like to apartment
there's a-
buildings. So he's
yeah.
probably found a shorter one that he can get a view of her apartment on.
Sure.
And he's just posting up on the top of it.
Yeah, you post up there. You're covered. You have like a black sheet over yourself, so people can't really see you. And you're
This
up
isn't
there.
helping the sex pest look now.
I mean, you have to be disguised. You are a bright red dragon.
I'm just a big horny bird. Pay no attention to me.
Oh, is that a Little Nicky reference?
It was. Congratulations.
Why would you reference Little Nicky?
Because you said sex.
Because somebody got it, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Oh God, I hate that movie. Anyways, Tan. Eventually, Galniza knocks on your door. How are you dressed? Are you dressed for physical therapy, or are you dressed for a date?
Yes.
Yes. Physical therapy is the date.
Yeah, she's dressed for physical therapy, but she also has, she's also kind of like done up her hair, and the place is is really clean, and it's like she made an effort to look nice.
Sure thing. You made an effort to make things a little bit fancier, a little bit nicer.
You made
I imagine there are candles.
Yes, for relaxation.
Mm-hmm.
To help
Relaxation.
the physical therapy.
Physical therapy. Galniza enters your home. She. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll just 50-50 chance she's dressed more for physical therapy or just looks very nice. Oh, you're the one I need to hear this.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. She walks in. She opens the door. And she's very much not dressed for physical therapy. She's wearing this a very conservative but very nice sort of attire. So there's this sort of like a skirt that sort of accentuates her legs and her curves, and is wearing a high-necked sort of top, very 1940s style, sort of that style of dress. And it kind of sees you dressed for physical therapy.
Oh no, she made herself look nice.
Yeah. She sees you dressed for physical. Yeah. She says, "Hello. May I come in?"
Absolutely.
All right.
But yeah, Tom did herself up as well.
Sure. Yeah, you do yourself up. You both know that you're not gonna do physical therapy right now. She looks nervous. She did bring you some flowers. She sort of goes to your small table. Sort of sits down. She kind of looks around at your house a little bit. Like she's been in here before. Doesn't say anything. You're not exactly. Geniza is a rich woman, or at least has access to sort of a living situation that is more traditionally for the wealthy, due to her rank. But she doesn't say anything. She's very clearly very nervous. And trying to find a way to speak and say what she wants to say, and is clearly having issues.
I think when Tom sees her having trouble, I got you something too, and she's going to get the very elegant prosthetic.
Fantastic.
The one she found.
Randy say something, or did I?
Oh, I said, oh ho.
Mm-hmm. You get the prosthetic. You present it to her.
I know it's not as lovely as the one you had, but I hope it will suffice.
Just gonna roll for that. Yeah, she breaks down crying, in like a good way, but she starts to openly weep in front of you.
Tom just kind of like wraps her arms around her and probably like cries a little softly too.
Sure. She looks at you and says, I don't. Throughout my life, I have never really been interested in other people. I always thought that just wasn't from me. That's that sort of life. I was a soldier from what I was. When I could sign up for the military, I have been a soldier. It's the only life I've known. And she was the first person that has made me wish for something different than war. And I don't know how to feel about that because it is the duty of a good citizen of the Empire to
I know.
add to it.
She just kind of like shakes her head, kind of crying as well, and just says, "I know," and leans in and kisses her.
Ooh.
Yeah, she quickly
I should kill you for
trying. She was attempting to try to explain to you that she cares about you, but was about to essentially break things off and shut that right the fuck down. And she immediately kisses you back. Her plans here to
And I think Ton just adds, "We can finish this after, right?"
after yes, she's a little frazzled.
After then,
Could you? I'm sorry, I can hear that.
she just says, "After then,
Okay,
just us now." And
sure.
yeah, she'll spend a little time with her. And I think, after the whole fade to black thing, and
Mhm.
when they come back, Tom's kind of has just kind of holds one of her hands up and is just kind of looking at it in light and seeing how the burn scars just kind of wrap up to a little bit beyond the wrists. When the invasion first started, I thought I was going to hate all of the Empire. I watched the place I had been helping people burn down, and heard them scream while I tried to pull them out of the fire. And now I work to help those very people who burned it down, while men can take what they will from me before offering the supplies I need to heal them. I thought it was going to be easy to hate everyone from the Empire. And then I met you. And I could not bring myself to hate you. So I know your culture does not look fondly upon people like me. If anything, after today, whatever you choose, don't want you to have any regrets. But I want you to know all of who I am. When you ran into the building that had exploded, I wanted to do everything to make sure that you were safe. But it's also my fault.
You cut out a little bit near the end. Did you just reveal that you were part of the plot to blow up the building?
She
Yes,
said
remember to speak up.
She said it was also my fault.
Okay.
I am hoping that you are willing to. I'm hoping that you are willing to join me here in Volstrom and give up on this war. I'm hoping that we can make a place here free of the Empire so that we can actually be together. But if you feel you are better off doing away with me, I don't want you to regret it, and I don't want to regret it either. So, it was me who orchestrated it.
Okay. I
Gonna adjust the gun sight a little to the
Oh,
left.
boy.
And if you can't forgive me, just let me know standing by this window.
Yeah, she's basically explaining that she loves her and doesn't want to give her up, and she wants a world where she can be with her.
Yeah.
And that means going against the Empire. And she also said if you choose the Empire over her, then she's not holding it against her, and is fully expecting that she might try to kill her, or enslave her, or whatever.
Yeah. So I'm
And now we go to.
Now I make my persuasion roll, right?
I before you do that,
Before you do
I'm
that,
going
let's go on break to leave that as a cliffhanger.
You know what? Yeah, fuck, man. I have to think about what bonuses and minuses I have to take away from you for that.
It is at the halfway point, so I think that's
Holy
fair.
shit!
Step away.
Oh fuck! There's a lot of points that you hit, like good points, and then you also been like, also I'm the one who like killed your friends and family
Killed all your
in the
friends
explosion and lost
crippled
your
you.
leg, but
Well,
also
see,
like I am in love with you and.
Uno reverse her big like Sonare thing, just like I blew your leg off so we could be together.
Oh
No,
god!
she's not crazy.
Oh my god! That's so much I have
Well,
to parse
that's not what
Look,
the Nazi elf.
at least you admitted to all of this after the sex. That definitely makes it better.
at least you got some fun before you might die.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh god!
I'm gonna
Yeah,
put up
time
the
for a
away
break. I need.
screen. Take some time to figure it out. We'll
Mm.
back you up.
That was a lot. That was great. It was a lot. So much I have to think through.
It's you know, when you said this was like possibly the second to last night, you really meant it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
right.
really meant it. Oh God.
So I wonder who Shay's gonna make on the last night, right before
This
the
is
game.
this
You
is
can
where
play us the mind play.
yeah, no, this is where
Not making it.
this is where my character either ends or my character becomes a very vengeful empire hating person,
Oh, this is gonna be
or
great. I got it. I
or
got it.
or if she actually does join her, then she becomes a bit more of a noble freedom fighter.
Yeah.
So
God, who knows?
it's just how evil does this character become? How broken do they become?
I think I'm gonna get some.
She's not a tsundere yet.
I'm gonna go get some fucking. Ooh, I had a good thought where like she says no and she gets dies and you're just like, well, there is a creature I can sacrifice my entire willpower to that can take away all the bad feelings. I'm gonna get some
Don't.
water. Fuck.
I was gonna say, don't worry. I just messaged Shay. I was like, it'll be great. She'll try to kill you. You'll fight back. Draw blood. I shoot her. You drink her blood as a parting gift. It's like, don't worry. One way or another, you'll help me kill the Empire. Then you get drunk off blood magic. It's great.
But yeah, it was. I don't think it would have worked without Tan actually coming out and telling her everything.
I'm back, you bitches.
Welcome back.
Shay, did I make you cry a little bit?
A little bit.
Yes! Haha!
Only a little bit.
Oh, God.
Look, I don't think this would have worked without Tan actually coming completely clean.
No, if she found out later, if she like did side with you, tell later, she would instantly be mad. I am McDonald's, so I'm happy right now.
Woo.
But yeah. I've made 2 of my players cry, and I'm very proud whenever I do it. So this time, and then I run a casual game on Tuesday, one of the characters found out that that as a baby they were dying, and their mother made a deal with the archfey, and so they got 30 years with their kid until they died instead. And I got to explain to them as their mother, being like, "Yeah, when you turn 30, I'll die."
Oh.
Yeah, because they traded their life for them, and I could hear my parents start to cry a little bit, like that hitch in their voice. I'm like, "Yes, all right, a little bit more, to make it sadder."
What if you trick the Fae by saying, well, I'm a female, so I naturally stop aging at 21, so I'm not actually 30 yet. And therefore your contract is void. And they'd be like, damn, got me on that technicality. Face
The Fae,
respect.
the Fae would say, "You got 30 years of life, even if you're not technically 30." That's the agreement.
But then you'd be like, time is relative in the Feywild.
And he's like, "True, but until you've experienced 30 years of life." Yeah. Honestly, the Fae...
I wish to be immortal at 29 and never a day after.
No. Once the character has lived for 30 years. Not about aging.
I moved to the astral
Easy.
sea where time is paused forever.
I've thought of these things, don't worry.
But I wish to put myself in stasis until a way to break this contract can be found.
Yeah. Essentially, it wasn't the Fae's idea. It was
to a second body. Therefore, I stop living in the current body, and my consciousness has been moved to a new
I
robot.
just cast clone.
Yes, I cast clone.
Well,
it has not been alive
unfortunately,
for 30 years.
Unfortunately, no one has lived that long. No one's that powerful yet. We're level 7 right now, so.
Yeah, okay, so they don't have access to clone yet.
No.
They could find a high-level wizard to cast clone.
There is a way to break the... If so, the reason that the character was dying as a baby, that they're an Azamar, that was born without connection to heaven, and so they can find the angel that originally sired that line of Azamar. They'll be able to reestablish that connection naturally, and they won't be dying. Therefore, they won't need to be a death.
I see.
So, people hear us?
Uh-huh.
Cool. Dido, don't tell Cam that. And Cam, if you're listening, no, you're not.
I don't see them in there.
I just realized that this is a big part of her backstory. I'm like, I gotta say that out loud. I don't think she watches, so I think we should be good.
They retweet a lot of this stuff, but I don't see them in here.
I will tell them not to watch this episode or skip the break.
I also don't see Dido in here anymore. She was
that's
here
fair.
earlier, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Do you need a couple more minutes, or are we ready?
I'm gonna finish these fries.
Shay needs a moment. Enjoy the fluffer nutter. Also, I found out that fluffer nutters are a real cookie, and they are amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a marshmallow cookie, right?
Peanut butter and marshmallow, and it is such a delightful combination.
Did you learn that from the tweet from Webster's Dictionary?
No, I literally found the cookie.
Oh.
No, it was because in Critical Role Season 2, the rogue
Mm-hmm.
and the cleric had a move that they did together.
I remember from there, but
yeah, I didn't know it was a cookie.
Webster's
It's not.
added
It's a
that
sandwich originally.
Webster's added it to their dictionary recently.
Oh, probably because of
The word fluffernutter as a sandwich made with peanut butter and marshmallows. And they also along with that had the GIF from that episode.
Yeah,
with it.
I didn't know it was a sandwich either. No, it's a cookie that I found.
I might have found a fluffernutter cookie, like a cookie that's whatever.
Dude, there's a grilled one on here because I'm looking at the sandwiches now, like a grilled cheese style fluffernutter sandwich. That also sounds really good.
Interesting.
So this one was the top, however many things, 5 fun things to add to your fluffernutter sandwich. Potato chips. Potato and peanut butter go surprisingly well together. The obvious answer, bananas. I'm allergic to bananas, so I'll pass on that one. Bacon. Bacon and peanut butter go go well together too. And I just imagine marshmallow just is there for sweetness. Fruit jam, that's boring. So the only ones that sounded neat were potato chips and bacon. Baked beans.
I'm covered
sandwich.
in fucking. Oh.
Just who looked at beans and was like, I really want to just put this between two slices of bread.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. What do you put with it? Like, do you add more?
Ren, I'll make you a promise.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to get down to the States.
We're gonna try
To
all this
go
weird food together.
Well, to try to meet some, just to meet some friends I made through, like online D&D stuff like that. And if I ever make it down to your neck of the woods, I'll make you a bacon fluffernutter.
Deal. Let's do it.
Wait, Shay,
Yes?
you're clearly involved in that. I'll make you one as well.
Okay.
Sweet. Frost, I don't know where you live.
Colorado.
I mean, if we ever get the basement set up, maybe.
There's
also sounds good.
weed's legal in Canada, so no reason to go to Colorado. But I might come see you.
He said your only value was in your weed.
It's okay, the state sucks. It's not worth being here.
I don't even smoke weed anymore. I don't like it. Anyways, give me a second to make sure I'm not covered in fucking Thousand Island dressing. From a Big Mac. Yeah, that was in dressing and mayonnaise. Ready to go when you are.
Our secret sauce, bitch. That's just Thousand Island.
This Thousand Island mayonnaise, guys.
All right, we're back. Hello.
It's from an excellent McDonald's employee. Fuck you, McDonald's.
Hello, it's us. We're back.
Okay. So I've been thinking about it. Tan, you made a lot of points. You hit a lot of themes and messages in your little monologue, which was fantastic. Some were good, some were you admitting that they're the reason that they're friends and their leg is gone. So not as good, is essentially what I'm saying.
Yes, but it wouldn't have worked if she hadn't.
You had to say it. I agree completely. It's going to hurt your chances. What is the die for your persuasion?
D8.
D8. Okay. So I'll let you know right now that one success is not enough to do this.
Okay.
But you hit some points. One, I had mentioned earlier that you were the first person that made them want something other than war, and you hit that point. Good for catching that. That gives you a bonus. Explaining to them that you help orchestrate the attack, that's a negative. Talking about how the fact that one of the reasons you want to fight the Empire is for her, and for your love is a really good point. So, I will give you a +3 to this roll.
Okay.
One success is not enough. You do have 3 bennies.
Roll for the power of love.
Roll for the power of love, my friend.
Alright. +3 is a 9.
That's a 9.
That's 2 successes, right?
That is 2 successes.
I'm going to use bennies just in case.
Yep.
Nope.
Wow.
Last one. Highest is 9.
Highest is 9. Okay. So that is not an automatic success. I am going to roll a D8 and a D6. If she beats your score, it will not work. 3 successes, automatic succeeds. 1 success, not enough. 2 successes, she rolls against you. So, 2 successes, she rolls against you.
May I see the roll?
Okay. What? You may not.
Okay.
No. Grigori, roll a notice check for me.
That sounds like it's a no.
You don't know. You don't know shit. A 9. Good to know. You watch as this woman in this room with your friend looks at this person that they have come to care deeply about. Tears are streaming down her face. Tan, you can see this. She's looking at you. You can see her red eyes, sort of obfuscated and sort of behind tears. As moonlight shines in to the room. Tan, roll a spell casting check for me.
Spell casting. 4.
4. Okay. So you don't see what happens in full, because in this moment you're not fully connected to the weave of magic. But just for a second, you think you see another person behind Galniza. I will pull the veil back a little bit, but Tan, you don't see this. Grigori, you also don't see this. As a non-spellcaster, you wouldn't be able to at all anyways. A woman, a drow woman, almost made of moonlight, behind Galniza, puts her hand on her shoulder and says, "It's okay to have been wrong." And you watch as Galniza's eyes go from red to purple as she breaks down fully and sort of falls, puts her head in your chest, and cries. Not only for your acceptance of her, but there's only so much you can ask a person to do in war, and a war like the drow are waging, before they realize that they're the bad guy.
My
That
God, did
classic.
you hear that song? Did you just make her an Elistrae priestess?
She has a connection with a being that the Loth aligned drow fear, which is the goddess of the moon, the drow goddess of the moon. Is she a priestess? You don't know. So that very classic comedy bit about the Nazis, are we the baddies? That actually happened a lot, and it ended with a lot of Nazis shooting themselves, actually. Galniza has had these moments before, been like, are we the bad guys? And realize, oh, I'm culpable. I'm in this now. And she's sort of just like, I'm in this, and continued. And you have offered her a way out, and she's listened to you. And she's heartbroken. And she's realized she's been heartbroken for a very long time. She's committed war crimes. She's committed horrible acts. She's executed innocent people. And you have become her way out, her escape route. And so you hold this woman in your arms as she lets out years of fear and sadness and anger. It will be a long time till she's okay. But she cares about you, and she loves you, and she wants to stay.
Yeah. Tan just says, I'll be here for you the whole way.
She's just inconsolably sobbing. Grigori, you see this, with that 9, you get the feeling that you will not need to shoot this woman today.
They had, like short range radio then, right? Back then.
Yeah, that radio for sure.
Say little, they are naked and crying. What do I do?
Take the shot. No, I'm just kidding.
Take the shot.
We were joking off screen that it was just like, and that's when Grigori shoots because he can't hear anything that's saying, but it looks like that was
He
the
doesn't
signal.
doesn't see magic. He just sees an elf's eyes go like.
Um,
I will say, Ton, just kind of hello.
hello.
That was you, Rin.
Oh, everything just stopped. Hold on. Also, hold on. What the fuck?
Nah, I was like, Rin, no, and now we can't hear Shay.
Hiccup, it's
No.
coming back.
Yeah, it's back. That was weird. Yeah, it cut all of it.
No, what?
Oh man, you just missed it. I took the shot. It's okay.
Yeah,
No, he took the shot. She's down.
took the shot.
Everybody missed that climactic moment. Apologies all around. This did not pop out when I told it to. All the cameras are down. Oh, nope. It is not.
I will say
She feels her emotions with gusto, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, I will say, hey, what do you
Guys,
expect?
hang on. I'm still having technicals, so.
Sure, we're not moving on. We're,
Yeah.
Okay.
I have it. We're just bugging. We're just teasing Shay.
Yeah. So anytime I try and pop out the thing.
Oh, we have sound.
Well, now
Oh.
we do.
Mm.
So it's back. Okay. Let's see if that holds up.
Yep, just need your camera. Oh, there it goes.
Nope, I already got it.
Oh, yeah. There we go. We're in the right position.
All right, we're
Yeah.
back. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, it's fine. Technical issues happen.
Sailorville definitely doesn't answer the radio.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, but Grigori, you watch as these. She's clearly not attacking her. With a 9,
know,
you're
she's-
able to tell.
She's naked and grabbing on the ton. I don't know.
Take
Lining
the
up
shot right now.
No.
I swear
They've
to
been
God,
wrestling for 5 minutes now. I
a
can't
drow
declare
goddess
a
will.
winner.
If you take the shot right now, a drow goddess of the moon will snap your neck.
I mean, she could try.
Just straight up crack.
No gods or kings, only men.
I am-
God the king.
I
Only
am-
this
I am-
bullet.
I am
Boom.
atheist. It is fine.
I will say
Oh, we-
that Tom does probably like shift and pull her close, but does it in such a way that she puts her back.
So you could just while this sobbing drow is clinging on to you, use like one hand to make a gesture.
Yeah, that's absolutely the thing we
that's-
do. Yeah.
That's what she's doing, and you know she
Absolutely.
she just like shifts into that position and makes the
Yeah.
gesture.
He shifts away. You make a hand signal, Grigori. You know that's the all clear. Your gun, it's pulled back away from the roof, and you're able to sneak off. As Han and her partner, girlfriend, you're not really sure what to call
War
herself right now.
criminal in flagrante delicto.
In flagrante, war criminal in flagrante. To be fair, Tan's committed a war crime. You've all committed war
We've
crimes.
all committed war crimes.
You've all committed. Everyone's committed war
If she
crimes.
has, if
before.
she hasn't,
Look,
she's at least war crime adjacent at this point.
You don't have to adhere to Geneva Convention if there is no Geneva.
there are there is an international court in this world. Don't worry. Go on.
This does also decide for me which what I'm replacing
Sure.
Fascist with. It was
Yeah.
either- it was-
Go on.
shoot, where is it? It was either going to be where is here we go.
Goddess just kills her and like, it's your power now, Tan. You're the chosen one.
Drink her
It's
blood.
vengeance, here we go. So it was either going to be vengeance if this went poorly. But now it's gonna be vow. And she's taking a vow to make the world a better place for Kalnisa.
Through murder.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just send me the details of that. Just over a message. We're gonna let you. I think emotionally recharge Shay the person. and move on to the next scene, as 2/3 of the party are currently unavailable, as one is currently having a very emotional time, and the other is, I assume, topping a spy. This is the feeling I get from Sailor is that she's not a bottom.
Hey, she doesn't know. She'll experiment.
Yeah, she could be a switch. I don't get bottom energy from her, but she could be a switch. That's up to her.
He
Anyways,
seems charming enough that he can work his way.
I mean, you don't know what Oliver's into. Actually, you do know what Oliver's into. I'll message that to you. Anyways, so yeah,
It's feet, everyone.
It's feet, everyone. It's not feet.
Oh
I
no,
mean,
Oliver Tarantino. Now we know his actual last name.
Oh, do not.
Oh.
Oh, that's funny. So yeah, we'll cut to the next morning. Shay, I decided to leave you alone, but I'd have one more question for you.
Yeah.
Do you bring Galniza to the hideout?
She feels confident about this, so yeah, and she told her party about it.
Sure thing.
So.
And we're all dead.
You bring Galniza to the hideout. She's wearing some of your clothing, because her clothing she came to your apartment in is a little fancy for walking around in the middle of the day. You get to the hideout, to the Black Cat Cauldron Inn and Tavern. Head to the basement. Galniza looks around and says, "Well, this was never on our list, so I think good for you in choosing a location."
I did not expect myself to be so fluent in running under the radar.
Well, all right. You head downstairs. As you all return to the hideout, Zenithal, I'm gonna. Who do you think was the first one to head to the hideout? Who'd woke up the earliest and headed back? I think it was actually
that would be Grigori, who didn't have anything to do now that the show was over,
fair.
and went home.
That's fair. Yeah, Grigori, you head down, and as you do, someone actually, I'm gonna roll a thing. Grigori, what's your parry?
7.
7. Okay. You go downstairs, you feel someone grab you and try to throw you to the ground. And you grab them back and you kind of flip them over your shoulder and you look down. And it's, oh God, what's his name? I have it here, right? It's Ligdon. Ligdon's back.
Oh,
big
sweet.
Big wolf man. Yeah.
Sweet baby goodness, what are you doing?
It says,
random fucking people keep showing up here. I don't know who is safe.
He looks up and says, Grigori! And kind of grabs your arm and says, sorry, I was, it has been rough trip back.
Oh, good. I was hoping you all would be back soon so we could find out what happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and everyone is back. They all look a little frazzled, and say blowing up bridges attracts lots of attention. We had to take longer route.
Are you all okay? That's his big question.
We are in one piece, yes. Gabriel Sawyer, who you guys actually haven't interacted a whole lot since you kind of came back and sent him off pretty quickly. Says we were able to blow up the bridge, no problem. However, there was a second train. Big armored thing too.
Shit.
Yeah. But bridge was destroyed. The big armored train didn't cross it. The first train was, I think, a forward guard. but we sort of observed for a while to see what was happening. And there's a second train, so we tried to come back. We had again to take a little bit of a longer route. Couple weird close calls, but we got back fine. Yeah, and then begin to fill you in on what happened. It was successful. They had a bit of a firefight in the middle of it. They had to sort of fight off some people. While Ligdon was rigging the explosives. And they were able to detonate the first train, the explosives, when the first train was crossing the bridge, which has extended the travel time of the matriarch by quite a bit, honestly. So you have more time to sort of prepare.
Good. This is
Yeah.
Yeah, because he'll tell him like his big train has Empress on it, so it is good. It is on one hand super bad that we could not get all, but understandable. On other, we have a lot more time to prepare.
Well, that's
Or,
yes. Around
And-
this time. Oh, go on.
I was gonna say, then Grigori will give them the little breakdown of what they did and tell them like, it is. We do have a few bonuses. We have gigantic mech. We have some of the walkers. We have, and he's like allies.
Mm-hmm. At that point, this is about to happen before you start talking. At that point, you hear people, probably a group of about 4, walk down the stairs, and you hear in your voice, connected through a chain throughout the city of the Ilithari, the voice of the Ulithard in your head, say it says, "We are throughout the city. We are ready."
Oh, he's
And
immediately gonna
you
look back to
watch
see if
as
any of them
4
notice.
Yeah, you watch as 4 of the Ilithari descend, and they all kind of like look around, like, who said that? As you watch as the 4 of the Ilithari descend these stairs.
Ladies, gentlemen, this is ally, part of ally group.
Are they the one? Are they Gabriel says, "Are they telepaths?"
There is
like
one
that.
There is one speaking through them. They are all ally of. They are all one big unit of people who do not like the elves either. So
Well, that is good enough for me. Ashlyn, the armored vehicle crewman, who's probably going to be in the probably going to be helping in the mech, honestly. Says, do they always just stare like that? Is that a thing they just do?
yeah, I would say you get used to, but I don't know if I've been around them long enough to get used to it.
Sure. Yeah, you see that they're all kind of like that weird, kind of like emotionless stare. They kind of like look around. I'm going to roll 1, 2, 3. I'll say Sailithil shows up. 4, 5, 6 is Tan and Galniza. That is Sailithil. Sailithil, you show up next.
All right. Salafil probably shows up with Oliver, and they're just carrying like breakfast sandwiches for everyone.
Sure. Yeah. You go to says there's 4. There's honestly 8 more people than you expected.
Well,
You weren't sure when.
One of us is gonna have to go back and get more sandwiches.
You hear in your voice the Uthard says, "We will." And about 5 minutes later, a 5th person comes down with more sandwiches.
Oh well, that makes
Well, this is
sense.
really handy.
It's very helpful. Yes.
We do enjoy our sandwiches.
Enjoy your sustenance, weak mortals.
We will consume the egg sandwiches. No cheese. We are lactose intolerant.
Oh no! What a terrible flaw!
We are a perfect being that cannot handle milk.
Your cow juice disgusts us.
The person I was made from can't handle it either. That's where I got it. It wasn't a mind flayer thing. It's a you thing. Doesn't matter. Yeah, so you descend with some sandwiches. You bring like 2 for you and Grigori. Then there's 8 people there. There's 9 people there, and there's like fuck. More sandwiches are brought by a 5th person. And the Ilithari consume it like, oh god, have you ever seen the Wrinkle in Time movie, like the old one? No? Okay. It's a very weird scene when this weird city controlled by the evil
Read
brain
the
thing.
book.
And
I
everyone
remember the
acts,
evil brain in the book.
they all act in unison. I'm not sure that's in the book. I don't remember. But in the movie, everyone in that town acts in unison. And you watch as these 5 people in unison, like bring a sandwich to the mouth, take a bite, chew, swallow, take it back up to the mouth. It's very disconcerting.
Yeah. Wonder how many takes that took too. It probably would be a while behind the scenes thing.
I'm sure there was some computer fuckery.
The biggest thing that stood out to me, like in the books too, was how they described the one aliens with the tentacle faces.
Again, I've never read the full books. I read a little bit.
The books are really good.
I've heard. I think if it was okay. It was like made in the 90s, I think. Watched for school. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Books are movies.
Fair enough. I don't remember I don't remember. I just remember that scene sticks in my head a lot. And then after that, Ton, you bring a fairly nervous, fairly nervous Gelniza downstairs.
I do cast deflection on her just in case someone gets jumpy.
Sure.
What? Why would you think that? Not holding knife in hand.
You have a knife in your hand. Good to know.
No, I don't have a knife.
Okay. Yeah, you bring her downstairs. As you do, the Ilithari,
this one will provide us sustenance.
the Ilithari stop eating and look at her, and don't look away. They look at Gelniza.
Oh, this
Well, who is your friend?
This is Galnisa. She is.
You all recognize this woman. Sailafil, she did shoot someone in the head in front of you. A fellow officer of the military.
Mm-hmm.
Grigori, she was the one who interrogated you after the theft.
Grigori's probably the same way. Like in the middle of a bite, sees it and just turns with the Illidari to look at her like, "Excuse me."
Mm-hmm.
It's also a very curious look.
Yeah.
It's a very awkward reunion.
The other 4 of your resistance members kind of look at Gelniza. They've never met her. And sort of turn to you as you say Gelniza, and say, Legdon says, I assume ally, yes.
Yes. I would trust her with my life. I vouch for her.
Well, she plays pretty fast and loose with other people's lives, but if you're certain...
I want to roll something for Gelniza.
See, she remembers any of us. Like, uh-oh.
She definitely remembers you guys from earlier. She makes eye contact with you, Sailafil. And you know in that moment that, yeah, she remembers that. She remembers that moment.
How is your leg?
She doesn't answer.
And look guilty.
A small price to pay for everything you've done today. And who knows, maybe you'll have a hand in killing the Empress. It might just wash your conscience clean.
She has shaken off the chains.
Yeah, what you do notice is that her eyes are no longer red. I would like everyone, Ton as well, to roll what would this be? It's not a very common piece of lore. I will say everyone roll a d4 -2 and a d6 -2.
Data 4.
That's oh, you can re-roll that.
So
That's
5.
6. That's 5, yeah.
And the d6 is just a 5, so it becomes a 3.
5. Same thing. Excellent.
One.
That's a 1.
And a 1.
And a 1. Okay. Kind of like fittingly, the half drow or part drowish elf. The red eyes is associated with drow who worship Lolth. They are born with red eyes. If they're sort of born into Lolth's cult, and a drow can gain red eyes by joining the cult. And you lose red eyes when you leave the cult. So this person no longer worships Lolth. You don't have enough information to know about the goddess of the moon.
Big fan of the goddess of the moon, by the way. Big fan of the goddess of the moon, by the way.
Oh, she's great. It's a great lore. I love it. That's why I used it.
Like,
yes,
hands down, that was my backup character.
Oh. Yeah, so you see this person is no longer a member of the cult of Lolth. Whether that means you trust her or not is entirely up to you, but you know at the very least she's no longer under the sway of an evil god. Kanliza speaks up and says, I do not deserve a place here for the crimes I have committed. And she looks at you, Salathil, because she's read your file. And for a while, after the war against Frostral had ended, you do not start fighting the Empire right away. You sort of went along with it for a while. And in that moment where you know that she remembers you when she shot that guy, like 10 feet from you, that, well, your hands not nearly as bloody as hers. You went along for a while. And she sort of gives you a look like, remember that, like, we were both, we both did that. But she says, I am willing to share any information that I have. I am willing to share any information that I have.
Just give her hand a squeeze.
Sure. She squeezes it back.
If we are going to free Frostro, we'll need
I will definitely help if I can. I'm not sure how. I am here to help.
Well, let's start planning then.
Yes, let's begin making preparations.
She visibly relaxes once everyone stops staring at her. The Illithari do not stop. They have seen into her mind. And they know who she used to be. And the Illithids do not forget grudges easily. Yeah, so you fill in the group with what is known. Oliver shows up eventually, and you see he has 3 sandwiches and goes like, what the fuck? First off, you all have sandwiches. Second off, there's like 3 times as many as you, and
Surprise.
Yep. Okay. And you do you invite the dwarves as well, or at least part of the
Why
leadership of the
not?
dwarves? It's
Yeah,
up
we
to you
should
guys.
Yeah,
It's up.
he's
organize
probably
all of
he's
our
probably
assets
had
together.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
probably at least got like the leader or like any leadership there that
Mm-hmm.
wants to be the representatives for him.
Excellent. Yeah. So one of them shows up. It's not the whole group. It's just the one. Um, and I will say, because of the agreement with um Oliver, you now have access to a larger stash of weaponry.
Hooray.
If you go to the book, the Savage books it begins on page 52. I will let everyone choose 2 weapons from the United States small arms table. Each person can choose 1. And the group can take 1 weapon from either the special weapons or the anti yeah, just the special weapons actually, yeah.
52 in Weird War?
Page 52 in the Weird Wars. Everyone can take 2 weapons from the small arms and 1 weapon. The group could take 1 weapon from special weapons. If you choose grenades, you'll get multiple grenades.
Well,
Hmm.
can I get something for spellcasting?
Should you make this decision right now? So you guys can all take a look at that after.
Yeah,
It's not a question you
absolutely,
can make right now.
absolutely.
Send me what you want to use, and I'll let you know is yes or no.
Okay.
But yeah, you're offered this trove of weapons and ammunition, and I assume you fill everyone in on
Yeah.
what is coming.
We share all the information. Um,
Including the fact that there's now a nice delay, so we have a lot more prep time.
Yep. This will be helpful if we should catch her maybe 15 miles out and kind of like looking over a map trying to figure out where their new route is going to be. Which way
Looking
would
at the
they travel now?
Lisa looking over the map, being a member of the Daughters of Loth would have sort of more of inside knowledge. Also, being a pretty high-ranking member, you honestly kind of seduced the right person.
Yeah.
It's originally just going to be me being like, "Oh, this person has an interest in you," and you're like, "I want to fuck her," like, immediately. Anyways, it's a crazy move, but I kind of love it.
When I first met her, I thought she was going to, because you had mentioned the that place where they were taking people. I was like, oh no, I'm a target to be taken away. That was my initial thought. It
You
did
were
not turn
not.
out like that.
She just wanted a friend. She was in the middle of nowhere. She didn't really know anyone. She wanted to know the locals.
Then you took her breath away.
And then you
I
took her
sure
fucking breath
did.
away. Anyways, Shanice takes a look at the map, and points out a approximate route. And essentially, they just have to go around it to a different. They have to take the train backwards, a ways, then reroute it a much longer distance, through a different train run. It like connects like other towns further up north, and loop around to essentially a different bridge, which yeah, so they have to do that, and will rejoin the original line eventually before it gets to the city. So yeah, there is a couple places you're looking at. There is a stretch of uninhabited countryside that you could probably set up a ambush in if you so desire. How quickly you can get it together means the further away from the city you can put it.
This could be good if we start at least 15 miles away from the city.
Keep it away from all of the thralls in the city, yes.
With all we have now, if we are able to bring the train to an abrupt stop, could be jarring enough in and of itself. But we have quite a bit of artillery now, do we not?
Quite a bit.
I was thinking, find place maybe within range of our thing in the woods. You know, if we take it further out, find where track is, try to blow track where it is on ground, and then when the train comes to stop, that's when you rain artillery down on it.
But is there a way to set up a trap to something they can't see that will cause the train to derail? They would have some time. They would be spending time recovering instead of coming upon something blocking the way and realizing that they could potentially be in danger.
Oh, it was easy. You hide explosives in between rails, and you wait till train third halfway over it, detonate it, might even push train over.
We could also just use the tank. All you have to do is take out the engine car.
It would take them too long to get a new one, get it there, somehow get it on other track, and then back it up and to replace it.
But if the train does stop, then it would be if we are able to get it to stop, then just rain down on all the artillery. It could mitigate a lot of the thralls that she has on hand.
Well, that would be planned to set it off right when engine car goes over it to either just take it out, flip it off track, possibly chain explosion into other things if the fuel, which is usually in car right next to it, you could make a very devastating thing that would halt train and probably ruin track for a good while.
Once that's done, after our initial artillery strike, then whoever's left as they're regrouping, any survivors, then then the rest of our groups may go in and we can try and pick off the prime target.
Especially since in most train cars, even armored ones, especially armored ones, you only have very limited ways in and out, so it's much easier to aim there and just spray as they come out.
Gabriel speaks up and says, one issue is that this train is an armored train, yes. It also has guns on it. I don't mean small arms. It has a tank turret.
Yeah, that was my suggestion of just destroying the engine car.
Well, no, it has 3 tank turrets throughout the train.
Oh, you mean for defensive?
Operational.
Yeah.
This is not a simple armor. It's a rolling fortress. They have murder holes. They have the tank turrets that their men can stay inside while firing.
Would Panzerfaust pierce its armor?
It would definitely dent it. Pierce it all the way? Probably not. This is a train. It doesn't have the same weight restrictions as a tank does.
You see Grigori put his...
How effective are those turrets if this train flips?
I was thinking
If
same
it flips,
thing. What if we put explosives, say, along all one side, so when they explode, it might not damage cart, but it will cause it to lift up off rail, and with all that extra armor, it would fall over faster, or at least easier.
Well, here's the issue. The game master, don't know a lot about trains. I'm trying to think. It says, it's definitely possible. Also, if it doesn't flip it, explosive underneath the carriage will definitely damage it for sure. It's an option. It's a good option. We can definitely look into it. We have to secure more explosives, however.
Well, we do have time, so.
Galnisa also kind of clears the throat and says, "And you have my resources as well."
Oh, it would be a lot easier to get into armory to get requisition explosives, or at least
Why
materials
would
for
you
it.
go into the armory when I can requisition them myself?
Well, that's what I mean. We could use you to requisition, so we do not
Yes,
have to make
I would
sneaky
simply
beaky.
fill out paperwork and I'll get the explosives.
Could tell them, I don't know, something about wanting to secure avenues.
So Dragonborn, I have operated in this bureaucracy my entire life. I know how to trick it.
Okay, fair enough.
You see some of that drowish pride come through, sort of the drowish pride and a little bit of arrogance come through. She's still the same woman.
Just takes another bite of a sandwich, not like we did that earlier last time and bamboozled all you fools to make this. It's fine, it's cool, I like the idea, it's a great idea.
There is also the there's also the Empress herself. I have no doubt she will be using magic, similar magic that I used to protect you all. I might be able to break through her barrier.
Well, we could also get Ulith there to help with that.
Get what?
The Ulithard.
Yeah,
The Ulithard
like he
speaks
points
up.
to them.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Picks up and says, "My men can continue to fire. I doubt that the Empress lacks any sort of psychic protection."
She will have some. She's a mage. She will have some form of magical protection, whatever it is.
Galnesa speaks up and says, "She will have lots of protection on herself, not only cast by herself, but also items and armor that have been enchanted to protect her."
Well, if we knew how blood magic worked, maybe you could work with using his mind abilities and try to sever connection to thralls.
Is that possible?
Galnesa kind of looks at everyone, and the Ulithard, you see, you can hear him in your head say, like, "That is an option." Galnesa, being what the party knows, the only blood mage, the friendly blood mage. And she says, we could try to figure out ways to sever her connection to her thralls that would weaken her. That would definitely weaken her even more than she would outside the cities, yes.
Because we will definitely need every advantage. If we cannot fight her while she's wielding all this magic on top of all that power she's going to be getting.
Well,
Yes.
Once we peel away that protective layer.
After we remove her magic, we then have to deal with her herself. And she's not exactly...
Helpless.
She's not exactly weak. She's not helpless, yes.
We should try to do our best to keep her on our side. It seems like Tan has that under control.
Well, you have an idea.
Yeah. Oliver says.
Yeah, we can discuss more of it at length. I only say that because it's like almost time.
Yeah. For sure. Shay, I encourage you to write that down and send it to the group chat so we all have the information and we can talk about it definitely throughout the week. Say no.
She said okay.
Oh, they said,
She said, heck no.
Not.
Heck
I was just like,
It's
wait.
gonna be a surprise.
You all begin to lay the foundations of the plan. Galniza and the Ulathard will begin to try to find ways to sever a connection to a thrall, if they're even capable to do that. To thralls. Your man Ligdon and the other prisoners. Go on.
Ton will probably join them since she's magic adept.
Sure thing. I assume you've told Galniza that your friends don't know you're a blood mage.
Probably.
Okay, I would.
I mean, she would have said she would have told Galnese she hadn't told anyone, but I think she feels. I think with Galneza, she feels more comfortable now. So you might end up telling him.
Yeah. You begin to work with them. The prisoners group begin to organize the ideas to how to best blow up, sort of like how to sort of fall the train, destroy as much as they can through this initial barrage. The partisan leader is going to work with Oliver to sort of get their men into shape. They're essentially going to leave the city and begin to drill, along with Oliver's help. So Tan is helping the Mind Flayer, Salathil, and Grigori. What are you two going to help with?
He's probably going to, use his scouting to try and find a good ambush spot to set everything up, and then probably take like Ligdon and a few of the other people to be like, okay, like if we're gonna blow it, should probably pick this. It'll be a nice straightaway, or this. It's a curve. It's more likely to throw the train off if we do something.
Absolutely, yeah. That's what you'll be doing. Salathil?
Doing preparation work on the tank.
Absolutely. Ashlyn will help you out. She's worked with armored vehicles, tanks, stuff like that all the time. Beautiful.
Hydra symbols on all of them.
Yeah, you start painting, do some paint jobs. Some of the partisans help you with that. A lot of them are artists.
Heck yeah.
They'll help you give you a new paint job. Fully realize your pride. The big tank, the big spiderback. Since the Ulathard, the Ilathari stole it, they have painted theirs. They will paint theirs. So your mech will have like the big Hydra symbol. Theirs will have like the head of like a mind flayer with its tentacles flared. Because the mind flayers, there's a lot you can say about them. They do have a theme. They like their decorations.
And they're dope as hell.
Yeah, and that is where we're going to end our episode because Rin is a very, very sleepy boy.
Yeah, I don't know what happened in like the last half hour. My eyes were just like, you're done. I'm awake. My eyes are just like, what if we're closed?
I've had those moments. I absolutely get it. So we're going to end the episode there with the party beginning to plan. Salathil, you go to the old barn. No one has found it yet. And begin to repair some of the damage that occurred to it and the breakout. To give a new paint job, to try to figure out maybe a way to vent some heat out of it to make it a little bit more comfortable.
That was the one I was going to focus on, was trying to make it more operationally functional.
Yeah. Again, like that little bit of uncomfortableness, that was the reason why you haven't seen it in the battlefield yet. Again, it's fully operational. There won't be like a negative to it.
Fully
It's okay.
I just
wait
need
till
a story reason you haven't seen it yet. Frost, Gory, you head out. You take the old farmer's truck and bring out all the prisoners, and you begin to plan your ambush. Tan, you begin to work with the Ilthari and Galniza. And as we end out the episode, we sort of linger on Galniza sort of grabbing your hand. She's scared. She doesn't really know what's happening. This is a lot. And she sort of goes to you for a little bit of comfort in this sort of frightening time for her.
smooch her.
Well, they're in the middle. They are talking to a bunch of hype. It's not really a romantic scenario. It's more just like, oh, this is freaky. They keep staring at me. I don't know how to make them stop.
Comfort her now, smooch her later.
For now, switch her later. You can have sex with her later.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just like briefly drop the magical guard so that the Ilithari see them having sex and like, oh god, no! And then they turn their heads off.
Oh no.
We don't need to see that.
Yeah.
Look,
That
I've
is the
already
end.
figured out what our special weapon will be. It's fine.
Alrighty. Thank you everybody for watching. This has been Diesel Dragons, and it is probably our last episode next week. Maybe question mark, who knows?
Unless them go really long, which I don't think they will.
Even if it does, even better. What better way to end it all?
What better way for everything to end? Anyways, have a great night. We will be back. Well, we won't be back tomorrow. I'll be over on Weave the Tale doing Alien RPG, and then we will be back Tuesday for Vampire. That's the word. I almost said Alien again. It's like, no brain, not right.
Alien vampires.
Alien vampires. All right. Have
Alien
a great
vampires.
night.